There are so many health benefits to homemade bone broth. It's great for digestion. It can help heal your gut. It helps support your immune system. It aids in the production of anti-aging molecules. It can help give you a good night's sleep, improve your joint health, and supports weight loss. Sometimes I found myself not having the ambition to make homemade bone broth in addition to everything else I'm making. But I found a way that is so simple, I can easily now have the bone broth in stock in my refrigerator. And it's so easy, we're gonna show you now. It takes just about 5 minutes to put it together. So after a meal that you have meat on the bones, you wanna put your bones in a crock pot. Instead of throwing them away, just put them in a crock pot. And it's a good idea, if you can, to mix up the variety that you use, like maybe 1 week chicken bones, another week beef bones, because they have different nutrient amino acid profiles to give you different types of health benefits. So this week we have turkey bones, and then the fresh vegetables we have this week are some fresh garlic, onion, carrot, and celery. And I like to eat the celery stalks fresh, and instead of throwing away the end of my celery, I love to save them for my stalk. It's perfect, it adds great flavor. So Eliana's gonna go ahead and add those in to our crock pot right now. You can go ahead and do that. And then once you have the fresh vegetables in, you wanna add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar or fresh lemon juice. Either one is gonna help draw the nutrients out of the bone into the broth. And then once you have those 2 in, you wanna fill your crock pot the rest of the way with water. You wanna go ahead and add some apple cider vinegar. And then you wanna plug your crock pot in. That's great, thank you. And put it on low for about 24 hours. And then you will have delicious, nutritious, homemade bone broth at very little cost. So we're gonna go ahead and go do that now. We're gonna fill our crock pot with water, plug it in, and we will see you in 24 hours. Okay, it's been 24 hours. And one thing that I usually do after 24 hours is turn the crock pot off and wait 30 minutes or even an hour, because it's heavy and hot liquid. And so if it's cooled off and not so hot when I'm getting ready to put it into my jars, it's much easier to handle. So I have my crock pot off and it's cooling. And then you'll want a pot to put your broth in, and then some sort of a strainer. So I usually put my strainer in here. I always put it in the sink because there can be splashing, and then you keep all of that in your sink. And then once you pour it in and let it cool a little bit if need be, I usually take this out and discard the bones at that point. And then I use jars, mason jars, and I usually put those in the sink, and I'll lift my pot out and I'll use a funnel and just pour my broth into each jar. Now each time I make it, it usually makes about 3 to 3.5 quarts. And then I will reuse my jar lids that I use for canning, because I don't need to seal it. I'm just storing it in my refrigerator, so I'll just reuse this. Or I even just set out as an example, sometimes if I don't have enough jars, this is a salsa jar from the store. So then I'll just use the salsa lid jar. So that is what I'm getting ready to do. And that's it, you're all done.